What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Dawgpound Masterclass. We go live every Thursday, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. If you are in the Dawgpound community, you have access to join the actual StreamYard. So welcome in, welcome in. Today is going to be a shorter day. We're going to get straight to it. We're going to give you some tools that you will need, tools that will help you close as many more deals as you want, right? It's up to you. So if you take this advice, by the end of the day, you will be able to 10x your conversion rate. You will be able to close more deals. You'll be able to control the conversation a bit more. So let me see in the chat. Let me see one in the chat if you're ready to get started. One in the chat if you're ready to get started. While we're doing that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. If you have never seen me before, never met me before, my name is Daryll Ellison. Why should you listen to me? Because I close a lot of deals. Started off living, staying at my friend's house on an air mattress when I first learned this business. Quickly took myself out of that situation to where I'm at now by consistently closing deals, helping other people close deals. I've helped people who now make multiple six figures every single month. And primarily what we talk about is sales training to be exact. What's up, Chris? Of course, man. Of course. So sales training to be exact. So let me see one in the chat if you're currently making calls to sellers. Let me see one in the chat if you are currently making calls to sellers. Let me see what's going on. Who is currently making calls to sellers? Okay, we got some ones going on in the chat. Now, if you're currently making calls to sellers, I want to break a couple beliefs, right? I want to break a couple beliefs before we get into the meat and potatoes, right? Number one, you do not work for the seller, right? You do not work for the prospect, for the person that you are talking to, for the seller who is looking to sell their house, right? Like, you are the buyer. You have all the power. You have all the control, right? So you do not work for this person. You call the shots, right? So belief number one that we need to break is that we answer to these sellers and we have to follow their instructions, or we can let them, they can talk to us any type of way. That's not how this works, right? We run the show since we are the subject matter experts. And in order for you to feel confident that you are the subject matter expert, you have to be able to put the work in. You have to be able to practice. You have to be able to actually have the conversation over and over and over. Shout out to Jorge. He said he locked up a deal today because of Daryll. You didn't lock up a deal because of me, bro. You locked up a deal because you took action. You followed the instructions. You took action, and it's inevitable, right? You make enough offers, you will close the deal, right? You will close deals. So you have enough conversations, you make enough offers, and you follow that process, you will close deals. Okay. So it's not because of me. Shout out to yourself. Shout out to Jorge, everybody. Let me see it. Let me see some fire in the chat for Jorge for locking up a deal. Let's get it, my guy. So number one belief that we need to break is that we do not work for these sellers, right? You do not work for these sellers. Number two, this is a numbers game. You do not need to have skills. You do not need to be well-versed. You do not to have the gift of gab. You do not need to be a natural salesperson, right? Like that, we talk about this all the time. If sales has never been natural to me, talking to people has never been natural to me. If you would have told me 2 years ago that I would be on a live Zoom right now, talking to people, teaching them about sales, I would have laughed at you, right? I would have told you that you're tripping, right? I did not like talking to people if I didn't already know you. And isn't that weird, right? Like, how am I going to get to know new people if I don't talk to new people, right? I've only talked to people that I grew up with, who I was forced to talk to, right? And I had to first break that belief that you need to be natural at this. You need to have the gift of gab. You need to be able to have ongoing conversations with people. And that's just not the truth, right? You can, and let me tell you why that's not the truth. Because now when I'm on calls, I don't do most of the talking. The prospect does 70, 80% of the talking. I'm asking questions. I'm guiding them the right way. I'm guiding them from point A to point Z. And I am planting seeds and getting them to reflect on the answers that they're giving me based on the questions that I'm asking. Right. So it's a totally different mind shift. You don't have to be the gift person with the gift of gab. You have to have confidence. You have to show them that you're the subject matter expert. You have to give them the confidence in you that you can actually get the job done, right? And we don't do that by talking and over talking and having the gift of gab. And people don't like to feel like they're being sold, right? So if you're the one that's following these natural sales traditions where you are talking about features, talking about benefits, and you're doing the most to sell somebody as to why they should work with you, you're doing it the wrong way. You're not doing it the Dawgpound way, right? And we need to be able to ask questions the proper way. So you don't have to have the gift of gab, right? You don't have to be a people person. Me, I am personally, like, naturally, I am not a people person. I would rather be by myself, right? I would rather not talk to anybody. Right now, obviously, you have to force yourself out of that at times. You have to be able to talk to people, right? But you don't have to be natural. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be natural to you, right? You can work your way out. You can work your way out of that. So I hear so many people telling me all the time, I don't have to give the gab. It's not natural to me. It's hard for me to talk to people. I don't like talking to people, right? If you have a structure, a sales structure, and a sales process, it will make it enjoyable. Number three, the third belief that I want people to break is the fact that they don't have time, right? Because this doesn't do anything with sales, right? Well, it does actually. If you have to be able to make time, and if you can't make time, and I'm not talking about making time like shifting parts of your schedule. You have to be able to clone yourself, duplicate yourself, get people to do things that you normally would be doing on your own, right? And that's sales in itself. So if you can figure out how to duplicate yourself and figure out how to get people to do things for you, right? That's the art of sales, right? Like leadership is the art of sales. So you have time, right? You have time. You just have to figure out how you can be saying yes to these opportunities, right? So who got some gems out of that? Let me see some fire in the chat. And also let me see where everybody's coming in from. What city are y'all in? I want to be able to, everybody who's part of the Dawgpound and the free community and the paid community, I want to be able to hang out with y'all. So let me see where everybody's at. Where's everybody located at? Let me see what's talking about in the chat. Kenny said, I'm definitely getting better on the phones because of Daryl and the Dawgpound. Bro, again, Kenny, you show up every single day. You show up to our sales trainings every single day, and you're the first person to raise your hand, right? You're not getting better because of me. You're getting better because you chose to take action, right? The structures helping me 1,000%. I am the worst with having the gift of gab. Having a structure is everything. All right, awesome. So let's get into it, right? Why is it important to have a sales structure? If you don't have a sales structure, you will fall victim to the seller's sales structure, right? And people may be asking, what's the sales structure? What's the seller's sales structure? What are you talking about? Have you guys ever been on the phone? Let me see a one in the chat if you felt this before. If you're talking on the phone, talking to a seller, and they're asking you questions like, what's your company name? Where are you located at? Have you bought any houses before? Right? What else do we typically get? If the price is right, or whatever the case is, right? The seller tries to get all the information from you. They try to get as much information from you without giving you anything in return. They want to know your social security number. They want to know your birthday. They want to know how many kids you got. They want to know how long you've been in the business. They want to know everything that's going on with you. And by the end of the call, they're going to say, okay, well, I got to go talk to my partner. I got to go talk to my spouse. I got to go talk to my wife. Right. And now I'm sitting here like, what do you mean? Like, I just gave you my offer. I just gave you, proof of funds. Right. I just gave you my offer. I just gave you everything. I gave you my firstborn. and you can't even give me a yes or no, right? So having a sales system will allow you to stay in control of the conversation, provide credibility to the person that you're talking to, so they believe in you. They believe that the person that you're talking to will actually, the person that they're talking to will actually solve their problem, right? Because if you don't give them credibility, they will look for credibility within you. They will try to find that credibility inside of you by asking you those questions, right? So it's 100% your fault if sellers are questioning your credibility, right? And people ask me all the time, well, how do I overcome this objection? How do I overcome this objection, right? How do I say this? And what do I say when somebody says this? But that's not the issue. The issue is you're reacting now. The issue from the jump was you have to jump in front of it and give them the credibility before they start to look for it, right? So having a sales structure will allow you to control the conversation, provide that credibility, and take them from where you want to go to where they're at to where they need to go, right? Why else is it important to have a sales system of your own? A seller may just take advantage of trying to talk to you and they are not motivated at all. Having a sales system and having checklists that come with that sales system allow you to understand what is a tire kicker and what does a serious seller look like. From the first minute of the phone call, I am questioning the seller's seriousness. It's a different dynamic. It's not them questioning me if I'm serious. It's me questioning them. Are they serious? Is this something that you actually need to do? Right. And we're able to jump in front of that. And now I don't deal with tire kickers. If you don't want to sell in the next 30 days, 60 days, we're probably not a good fit to talk right now. I'm going to pass you on to somebody else on my team. Right. Because I understand that I need to spend my time speaking with people who need to sell. It's people who need to talk to me. If you want to sell because the price is right, or if you want to sell because somebody called you, we're probably not a good fit. And I'm going to tell them that, right? I'm going to tell you that every single time. So having a sales system will allow you to distinguish who's serious versus who's kicking tires, who's not serious, who's playing games, right? And it works every single time. Trust me. And then number three, the third reason why a sales system is important is because it allows you to now get all of the data, make your offer, and make your offer at the right time, right? Let's say that, because most people, they make their offers at the complete wrong time, or they don't know when we're supposed to make an offer. Now, having a sales system, you're able to go step by step by step until you reach every single step. You're able to take them step by step from the introduction to the close. And once you get to that part to where you're solving their problem, now you know it's time to solve the problem, right? It's time to make the offer. So having a sales system will help you on those three aspects, and it will help you close way more deals, right? Like when I first started, I would have conversations with people. Things would work, right? Like I would hear what a mentor would say on the phones, and I would hear exactly how he was saying things, and I would just mimic that and copy that and just say exactly what he says, right? So like some people in here in the Dawgpound may be watching my videos, my YouTube videos, and just saying what I'm saying right on the phones. Like you hear the same objection and you just overcome it how I overcame it, right? But it wasn't until I understood why my mentor was saying what he was saying and why he was doing what he was doing until it really clicked for me, right? Until I started to actually close deals, right? So having a sales system is more than just a system, right? It's more than just paper. It's more than just something to follow, right? Having the system will save so much more of your time. It would allow you to close more deals, and it will again, distinguish who's a tire kicker from who is serious, right? Now, let me see one in the chat if you need a sales system. If you are not following a sales system, let me see one in the chat. One in the chat if you're not following a sales system. Kenya says, mindset shift. It's us seeing if they are serious, not them seeing if we're serious. Without a doubt. I'm the buyer. I have the power. It's my funds. It's my power, right? Vincent said used to get a lot of objections, but the dog pound made so many go away, right? And exactly, right. That's the question that we're asking. The question that we're asking is not how do we overcome these objections, is how do we get in front of these objections so that they don't happen in the first place. Right now, let me ask y'all this: if you follow a sales system, right? If you have a sales system, you are part of a community of people that are doing the same thing as you, like-minded individuals who are striving to close deals and closing deals and maybe a step ahead of you. You may be a step ahead of them, right? If you could come in and now implement a system and implement training to help you overcome these objections, help you get in front of them, help you close more deals. And you just close one deal a month, right? The average deal is $11,500, right? Nation average. If you could just close one deal, would you say, let me see a one in the chat, if something like this, if a community like this was charging $10,000? Let me see a one in the chat. If you would pay $10,000 to make $11,000 a month. Let me see in the chat what we got going on in the chat. So one of the things that helped me so much was when you told me credibility builds rapport. Without a doubt, credibility builds rapport all day. So and that's the thing, right? Like, we have so many people who this information is just not available to everybody, right? Like, I had to pay a lot of money to learn a lot of the things that I learned, and I'm like, I just want to give it back, right? So the community is not charging $10,000 for the community, and this isn't really even to pitch to, like, don't join the community. I really want you guys to join and join the free community and join with my leaders who are in there that are in the paid community, right? And do deals with them. It's like I just got a haircut today, right? My haircut costs $50, $55, right? The cost of what it costs to join a community that can teach you to make $11,000 minimum, right? I just spent on a haircut, right? So, like, take this serious, guys. If you're not, it won't be this price forever, right? And that's the only thing that I wanted to bring up. It won't be this price forever. It's only $55 a month, where we have daily sales training, right? I'll put the link in the chat here. We have daily sales training, right? We have call calibrations. You have access to me pretty much daily, right? Like, we JV deals together, we do deals together, and it's just constant growth. As I grow, you grow, right? It's only $55. Click this link and get a free trial. The Dawgpound we're changing lives, right? Like you guys see it in the chat. There's people here in the chat that are part of the community, and I don't have to tell you what we're doing in there. They can tell you, right? Like, look at the side chat. They're in here telling you exactly what it is, you know? So join the Dawgpound. If not, it's fine. Keep coming to these free trainings every Thursday. Every Thursday we're doing this, where I'm going to jump on here and I'm going to give you guys game every single Thursday. They're typically going to be longer, but I have some things that I got to do. I got some obligations that I got to get to. So continue to take action, right? If you don't click this link, join the free Discord, right? Click the link in my Instagram bio and join the free Discord. The link to join the premium Discord, the private Discord, is in the description below. Always, let's reach out if you guys need help JVing with deals. If you guys want to do deals together, hit me on the DM, hit me up in the Discord, and I will catch y'all next Thursday at 4:00 p.m. Pacific.